Hey guys, Will Beach here with Great Trades. I just want to say happy Sunday, happy Easter, and happy birthday to me. It is my birthday today, but I wanted to shoot a quick video. I see a lot of the newer traders asking about why the market is going up and how come it hasn't quote unquote corrected yet. So I just wanted to go over today the difference between trend and correction. So what we've done now is where I have the Dow up on my screen right now, and I want to show you guys the definition that I use for trend is based on the 50 SMA, so the 50 simple moving average. And what that means to me is that as long as we are below it, we are on a down trend. Okay, we're on a downtrend. So people have assumed that because we have this period of about 2 weeks where we've only gone up, that is the new trend. However, we are trending down still. We have the 50 SMA on this yellow line, and what we've done is we've corrected the downward move with this upward movement. That's the correction. So this is the trend, this is the correction, and until we can get up above this, we are still in a downtrend. So what's going to happen? Well, we have to look at things on scale. So on this daily chart here, you can see we're sitting right at major resistance at 24,100, and then even if we break that line, we have the 50, which will act as resistance, and that's at like 24,800. And if we can't get through these, and we get rejected, that's usually when you see that continuation on the downside where it has to come down and try some of these support levels again and then work itself back up again. But what does this look like? This is the weekly chart right here. It is very ugly. We have blasted ourselves down, and then we've had this bounce back. But what does that look like? We have the 9-day moving average and the price level of resistance of 24.1 all in the same spot, which is where we got rejected at last week. And we have all the signs upward movement for this next week with all these curling upward, but because we had gained so much momentum on the downside, there's no guarantee that you'll actually see any more progression. It's not that it won't happen. This is a very volatile market. Anything triggers the market right now with coronavirus, whether up or down. If you get some good news that says, hey, all these biotechs have things coming out that are going to help create vaccines or testings or anything like that, then that also helps. But at the same time, if you get any negative news, you can expect to get rejected and come back. Now, in my experience, when you get this solid bounce back, you usually get a little bit of a run up and actually a retest somewhere in the 50-day moving average, which on the weekly would be around 26,000. So we might see it stretch up there, but it would not surprise me if we get rejected and it settles back in that 24,000 range and continues from there, most likely to retest some of these lows. But that's just my speculation, and I don't play based on that. I just wanted to go over the Dow as a whole and whether we are in a trend downward or a correction, and we have trended downward and we are in an upwards correction. So to me, this downtrend is not over until we see our crossovers that would say, hey, we're done here, we're back to normal, which for me the indicator is that the ADXR crosses back over below this red line here, and you can see it's still well above it with gaining momentum. So with that being said, I cannot predict what next week will hold, what tomorrow will hold on a scale this big, but I can tell you that this is still a downtrend and we're in an upward correction. So with that, I hope that helps you understand the difference between trend and correction, and helps you with understanding the overall movements. That this is a correction that we've had the last 2 weeks from this massive fall that lasted for 3 to 4 weeks, and then we had this 2-week correction, and we are sitting at heavy resistance. So whether it breaks that resistance, I couldn't tell you if it'll happen or not, but I can tell you that we are still currently in a downtrend until we get above those lines and we successfully start trading above them. Alright guys, that's Will Beach with Great Trades. If you have any questions, ask. I try and keep up with any forums and questions I see a lot of, so I can help answer those for you. And of course, comment, or if you have questions, just go ahead and comment. If you have specific stock questions, I'll draw up those specific stocks and see what I find. Just here to help, and I am developing a course that will be coming out later on. I do helpful trainings throughout, but I'm going to actually develop a solid course from start to finish. That way, I think it'll open up a lot of the new traders' eyes as to a solid strategy from start to finish, and what they should be trying to learn, or what they should be their goals, set goals, and the strategies that they want, whether it's technical or fundamental. I am not a fundamental trader, I'm a technical trader. Fundamentals just add as bonuses if you can catch catalysts like biotech catalysts, or obviously earnings, which those earning catalysts, if we continue this upward correction not going forward here, and then we run into earnings, I would expect that might help with the actual downtrend, because it would be a catalyst to come back down after everything had been going up for quite a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then you see those catalysts that actually push it back down. But again, we're in a weird time right now. We've had a solid market for a long time, so it would be no surprise to me either which way this goes. What I can say is trade your strategy. Just because the market has shifted to this volatility that's been extremely high, trade your strategy at all costs. Do not break that strategy. As soon as you break your strategy, you're going to start losing money, and now more than ever, you're going to lose more money than ever, because the movements are so much bigger. So please stick with your strategies, really focus, study, and just keep pushing forward. Thanks again.